Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. I'm going to take a quick look here at Luna, see what's going on, and I just want to share with you something really quick. Look at this sea of green. So nice, right? It's about time. We haven't had this in so long, so I'm excited to be able to share with you some good news here today. Of course, Luna's been good news regardless of the fact, right? So regardless, we're just going to go ahead and check out a few things, help you understand the big picture, and ultimately kind of look at some profit targets and see where this is going to go, because it's definitely taken off. It's continuing, has an excellent pattern, nice consolidation recently as well, and all good things. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure that out. If you are new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just love teaching people how to trade. Hopefully you can learn something here today. CryptoCache.tech is a site. I send out signals for every single trade that I take. We're going to send a lot more here recently now that we have some decent market conditions. But furthermore, too, also note I send out not only signals, but I also provide you with a trading academy so you can learn how to become a better trader. So again, CryptoCache.tech, check that out in your own time. Looking at Luna here, one-day chart, let's start with the obvious. We're obviously up over both moving averages. That's not really relevant at this point, but we did have this little channel here. So just to touch on this here, based on Fibonacci retracement, we got rejected out at about $78. Price comes down. We got a bounce off of $71. Price comes up, comes back down. I got another bounce off $71. So 71 is reaffirming itself as a nice support, as well as the fact that 70, we could pretty much round up and say 78. Actually, no, let's round down. Let's just say $78 is a round number. $78 is the new support level if we can get this one-day candlestick to close. In other words, that was a sweet resistance there, holding the price action in place, but now we're looking very good there in that sense. So big picture, our next target essentially is $88 is a rough estimate for the next key level resistance. Now, this line right here is basically a profit target that we have as a community. So $87 is our profit target on our swing trade we took a few days ago, and we are trending very nice towards that goal. I think it's somewhere in the range of 20 to 30%. So very good stuff there for Luna. Luna's going to be paying us out pretty nice. In fact, it's been one of our money makers ultimately in the big picture. Just generally speaking, how amazing it's performing. Okay, so again, the one-day chart looks great. The one thing that's you need to understand is we're almost up over 70 on the RSI. It's not a bad thing, because notoriously when you see a price come up over 70 on the RSI, it can work as a support level. So if you look back here, we can see that the price action essentially allowed it to continue to stay higher for almost a full month. Okay, so that can happen again. So once we break this resistance there, essentially of just say $88, we could see an RSI up over 70, and that could work as a support level. We haven't gotten there yet, don't get me wrong, and that could also work as a potential resistance. 70 can more often than not work as a resistance initially, but once it's broken and held above for a couple of days, that could very well be a strong support. So just know that that's a positive sign there as well. Looking at the 4-hour, we can see this very large candlestick, which we see present on almost every other chart based on Bitcoin's recovery. We've got a MACD convergence on the 4-hour, pretty much telling us that a swing trade position would be relevant and perhaps a good idea, as well as the fact that our RSI is coming back down under 70, which is nice. We need it to kind of calm down a little bit. As much as I love an RSI up over 70 working as a support level on the 1 day, I don't love it on the 4-hour. I think the 4-hour kind of tells us it's extremely overextended on the midterm. We could see a reversal. With us coming back down under 70 at this point, I think that's a very good sign, letting us know that it's going to be able to calm down and kind of correct itself naturally. So I'd be actually very happy with the pullback right now, somewhere in the range of $78, so it can consolidate and get another leg up. Because as you can see here, this worked very well to give us an extra push to the upside. And that's oftentimes what you're looking for. But we're up over both moving averages. We've got a MACD convergence. There's really no downside here, except that, once again, we are outside of these standard deviation lines, and you got to respect the fact that it might pull back or contract a little bit. If we go sideways for just say 4 more hours, that'd be even the most optimal, because then we could have enough consolidation to leg up again and to continue to push up higher. Okay. Again, looking good here. All good things. There's literally nothing adverse. In fact, you're going to pretty much see that as a common, par for the course here today in most cases, based on Bitcoin's lack of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, right? If you see a 7% increase from Bitcoin, 7 to 10%, which we're seeing so far, you can expect altcoins, especially coins like this that are doing very well, to continue to progress upwards, right? So I'm not really telling you to take any profits at this point. I think Luna is just going to continue to jump. I think it's going to probably break its all-time high this year. Even more importantly, probably even next month, which tomorrow is next month. So I think in the month of March, we're going to see some pretty amazing stuff from Luna, as we already have. And it's just going to continue. Taking a look at TD sequential though, here's something that's important to note. We are in overtime, so in other words, a good pullback would be very healthy at this point, because anytime we hit a 9 previously for Luna, it's turned itself around. Correction. There's actually been a time where it continued upwards, but it technically consolidated here, so I wouldn't consider that like an overtime per se, because this one, literally, we haven't had any consolidation. So if you see the prices just continue to increase, if we don't get some sideways action, or at least the price back down to 78 and bounce, then we're going to be in, I wouldn't say rough shape, but we probably wouldn't, yeah. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and set an alert here, because this is something I want to go ahead and, kind of think about. So let's go ahead and set an alert somewhere around, just say $80. Because if the price does come back down, I want to be able to know it, so we can maybe open a swing signal, or just say a short-term swing trade, so to speak. Even though we already have a swing trade, don't get me wrong, that's more of a long-term hold. I would like to be able to get some profits, because we can get a bounce down here closer to 78, 79, maybe $80. We'll be in very, very good shape. But it is overextended on the 1 hour. That's what I'm trying to get at. In other words, for the last 9 hours, 9 plus, plus 2, basically 11 hours, we've been extremely overextended. It's just continued to go upwards. And anytime you do that, don't get me wrong, it's great that we did that because we broke this resistance, but it has a tendency of wanting to pull back. So I would just say expect the unexpected, and in that case, it could continue upwards, but in all reality, it should pull back soon and probably come down closer to 78 to 80. Again, that's just on the 1 hour. That's not a bad thing, though, if we get a pullback. That's actually very healthy and very good, because once again, we're well outside of these deviation lines, especially when we look at the volume weighted average price. The volume in the last 24 hours is telling us the price should be $75 or 76, when truth be told, it's upwards of 82. Okay, so it's outside these comfortable deviation lines, which basically tells us that we should expect the price to come back down. So I think 80 to 78 would be realistic here. I'm not telling you to short per se, I'm just telling you to maybe consider adding to your position between 78 and 80. That would be probably a good call. But again, Luna's looking fantastic. I don't see anything here that's adverse. I'm sure if we look at the cloud too, we're going to be well above, and we definitely are. So I would just say continue to hold. If you see a slight pullback, do not overreact. I think it's pretty normal. Obviously, Bitcoin drops its bottom. There's a different story. But I don't think we're going to see that for a little while. There's a tremendous amount of volume from Bitcoin. Go ahead and take a look at my other Bitcoin video if you're curious. But I basically cover the reason why it's doing very well right now, and it's looking good. Okay, so I think we're going to see continuation for Luna. One last thing here. Let's go ahead and summarize with a better case scenario. What would Luna look like if it were to break its all-time high and go further? Well, based on recent Fibonacci retracement levels, if we can kind of take a look at this previous price point back on January 15th, that's about a month and a half ago, all the way down to its lowest point on the 31st. It took 2 weeks to decrease a total of 50%. Okay. Now, if we take the inverse, of course, it's taken roughly a month since then to increase 91%. Okay, so if we're to see a similar rate of growth, just say from its more relevant high here, or just say even from the price action right now. Why don't we just go with that? So say from the most recent high here today to that point, that same travel, we're looking at somewhere in the range of 115 to 132, really close to just say 125 within the next month. Okay, again, that's if it continues on the same rate of growth. Now, it doesn't have to just continue to have the 7 more days worth of continuation. I would rather see the price go sideways for a few more days and then leg up again. But just say it continues on this path, we are looking at somewhere in the range of 115 to 132. One last thing to look at here is TD sequential. We are hitting a 7 here today. Okay, so that being said, a 7 on TD sequential on the 1 day typically signifies, I wouldn't say a reversal, but if nothing else, consolidation state. And we've had a good amount of consolidation here, so I'm happy with that. But if we get maybe another couple days worth of consolidation, we get that reset from a 7 back down to a 1, then we can leg back up again and hit 115 to 130 easy. All right, so again, I'm confident we're gonna hit our profit target of $87. That's no brainer. Leave that position open to my community members that are following that trade. But on the same accord, we should expect a little bit of a contraction here. Maybe consider adding to your position around $78 to $80, and then of course expecting another leg up just based on the way that it's going. It's doing very well, and I think we're looking okay. Luna is a kind of a sure shot. So I hope you found benefit here. Of course, comment below if you did, and obviously if you're not currently a community member, link in the description below. CryptoCache.tech is the website. I send out signals for every single trade that I take, both swing and day trades. I have a trading academy teaching you how to become a better trader. And more importantly, we have roundtable discussions every week with the community and just general chat. Keep you up to date and familiar with everything. We all learn and grow together. It's an amazing experience. Thanks again to my current community members. I really deeply appreciate you and hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you next one. Take care.